Welcome to the channel, and today we dive into one of the most explosive, jaw-dropping, era-defining moments in Dallas Cowboys history, a moment so massive that it has the entire NFL, every sports network, every fanbase, and every social media platform shaking with disbelief. The news is now official, confirmed directly by Jerry Jones himself, and it is something nobody thought they would ever witness in real time. The Dallas Cowboys have hired Coach Prime, Deion Sanders, as their new head coach, marking one of the boldest, loudest, and most dramatic power moves the franchise has ever made. This is not just a coaching hire. This is a cultural shift, a brand transformation, a complete reimagining of what America's team will look like from this moment forward. The story exploded out of nowhere, catching analysts, insiders, and even NFL executives by surprise. For months, rumors floated in the background, whispers about Jerry Jones wanting a splash hire, a move that would ignite a new era for a team desperate for postseason success. But nobody expected it to be this. Nobody expected the owner of the most valuable franchise in sports to pull the ultimate shocker by bringing back one of the most electrifying players ever to wear the star. Coach Prime, the Hall of Fame corner, the swagger king, the two-sport legend, the man who redefined showmanship and discipline at the college level, is now tasked with leading the Cowboys back to glory. And whether you love it or hate it, one thing is clear: the NFL will never be the same again. Jerry Jones confirmed the hire with a massive grin, calling Deion the lightning bolt this organization needs. That single sentence sent shockwaves across the country. Jones didn't want another safe hire. He didn't want a recycled coordinator. He didn't want the same old story of Cowboys seasons ending with excuses and heartbreak. No, Jerry wanted someone who could spark a cultural revolution, someone who could bring accountability, identity, passion, and swagger. And if there is one man on earth who embodies those words, it's Deion Sanders. His coaching philosophy has already reshaped 2 college programs, turning underperforming teams into national conversations, driving TV ratings, boosting recruitment, and creating an aura around his locker rooms. Now that charisma, that discipline, that we-coming mentality is headed straight to Dallas. As news of the hiring broke, fans flooded the streets outside at Stadium waving jerseys, wearing cowboy hats, and screaming in pure disbelief. Reporters rushed to the scene as the reaction reached fever pitch. Some fans were crying. Some were cheering. Some were pacing back and forth like they couldn't process what had just happened. But every single one of them understood the magnitude of this move. This wasn't hiring a coach. This was bringing home a legacy. Deion Sanders was not just a cowboy. He was one of the most electrifying pieces of the 90s dynasty, a man whose swagger became a blueprint for modern NFL culture. And now he returns with a mission to restore glory, rebuild discipline, and rewrite the expectations of the Dallas Cowboys organization. Inside the NFL world, the impact was immediate. Analysts argued, networks cut programming to cover the story, former players weighed in, and social media turned into a wildfire of takes. Some insiders called it the greatest marketing move in modern sports history. Others said it was exactly what the Cowboys needed after years of disappointment. And of course, there were critics, those saying Deion is too bold, too outspoken, too unconventional, that his style might not translate to the professional level. But every critic, every analyst, every former player agreed on one point: the NFL just got a whole lot more interesting. Reports emerging from inside the star suggest Deion's plans for the team are nothing short of revolutionary. He wants new energy, new discipline, new expectations. He plans to reshape the locker room from day one, emphasizing accountability and mental toughness. Sources say he has already told players privately that the days of complacency and comfort are over. Everyone will earn their spot. Everyone will be held to a new standard. Everyone will be pushed to greatness. Deion Sanders has always demanded excellence from himself, and now he expects the same from the entire Cowboys roster. Players across the NFL are already buzzing. Star veterans from around the league are reportedly calling agents, asking about potential ways to join Dallas. Young players are posting excited reactions online, already embracing the magnetic energy Coach Prime brings. Cowboys players themselves have posted emojis, cryptic messages, and celebratory reactions as the news spreads through the locker room. Some insiders say the Cowboys might instantly become one of the most attractive destinations for free agents, simply because athletes want to play for a coach who brings passion, excitement, and national attention. But what about the Cowboys' future on the field? That is where this story becomes even more fascinating. Deion Sanders is not just a motivator, he is a strategist who understands modern football. He knows how to build a culture. He knows how to develop talent. He knows how to attract stars. And he knows how to win. People forget that Deion took over struggling programs and instantly transformed them into media powerhouses. His methods might be unconventional, but they deliver results. His players run harder, train tougher, think sharper, and believe deeper. And if that energy translates to the NFL, Dallas could become not just good, but dangerous. Jerry Jones has been chasing another Super Bowl for nearly 3 decades, and he made it clear he believes Deion Sanders is the only man bold enough, fearless enough, and magnetic enough to lead the Cowboys back to championship glory. According to team insiders, Jones and Deion shared a long, emotional conversation before the agreement was finalized. Jerry reportedly told Deion that the Cowboys need not just a coach, but a movement, a leader who could reignite the fire inside the franchise. And Deion, as always, was ready for the challenge. Prime's arrival also brings a wave of anticipation about his coaching staff. Rumors are already swirling about high-profile assistant coaches, star coordinators, and even former NFL greats who want to join the Prime era. With Deion's connections, his status, and his visibility, Dallas could assemble one of the most dynamic coaching staffs the league has ever seen. Imagine the recruiting power. Imagine the training sessions. Imagine the defensive back development under one of the greatest to ever play the position. Sponsors, media deals, and branding opportunities are also expected to explode. The Cowboys already dominate television ratings, but with Coach Prime at the helm, sports economists predict a surge in national viewership, merchandise sales, and global attention. Dallas may not have just hired a coach, they may have hired a cultural icon who elevates the team's profile into an entirely new orbit. And Jerry Jones, the master marketer, absolutely knows what he's doing. But what makes this moment even more emotional is the symbolism. Deion Sanders came back home. The star he wore with unmatched pride as a player now sits on the chest of his coaching gear. The stadium where he once dazzled crowds is now his battleground as a leader. The fans who once chanted his name now look to him to resurrect their team. It is a full-circle moment unlike anything the NFL has ever seen. The expectations are massive. The pressure is enormous. The spotlight will be brighter than ever. But Coach Prime has never shied away from pressure. He lives in the spotlight. He thrives on proving people wrong. And he has built his entire career first as a player, then as a coach on turning doubts into motivation and challenges into triumphs. As the NFL world continues to react, one thing is clear: this hire has already changed everything. The Dallas Cowboys are entering a new era, an era of swagger, discipline, passion, and belief. The question now is not whether this will work. The question is how big this moment will become in NFL history. Will this be remembered as the move that finally pushed the Cowboys back to greatness? Will Coach Prime become the legendary figure who returned Dallas to championship status? Only time will tell, but the excitement, the energy, and the anticipation are unlike anything fans have felt in decades. This is not just another off-season story. This is not just another coaching change. This is a cultural earthquake shaking the entire league. Coach Prime is here. Jerry Jones has spoken. The Dallas Cowboys have officially entered a new chapter. So buckle up, because the prime era in Dallas has begun, and the ride is going to be wild. If you enjoyed this breakdown of the most shocking coaching hire in Cowboys history, make sure to like, share, and subscribe for more incredible NFL updates and breaking Dallas Cowboys news.